Beyond the central banks and digital currencies, we have things that hit people at home like tacos and potatoes. Yeah, you heard me correctly. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you in today's video. We are going to look at where inflation has hit people. I want to show you what's going on with the actual economy itself. Look, if you go out there, you're going to see some information. It's going to be cloudy, it's going to be mysterious, and somebody's out there telling you what they believe. But why not just look at the facts? Facts come in different forms. We have anecdotal evidence, we have statistics, and hopefully these are, of course, accurate into what people experience. But oftentimes, that's a little murky. So here I want to show you something. McDonald's customer criticizes the high food prices. This is a funny video here, and you can just see the guy holding up a hash brown saying, hey, this is $3. And then he says, this potato, I can get an entire bag of potatoes for $3 to $4. Now, of course, there's processing involved with that. There's the employees, there's the electricity, all that stuff. He's just trying to make a point that, look, this is like a very small amount of food, and the cost is very high at this point. It's not something minuscule anymore. People choose fast food, yes, because of the convenience. That's one factor you're paying for, but certainly it's cheap, or it was. McDonald's CEO promises affordability amid backlash over the $18 Big Mac combos and the $6 hash browns. So I don't know where those ones are exactly. I think the $18 was California, not surprising. But you could see that people are paying more for what used to be simple things. I remember myself many years ago going there as a younger guy, and only having a $5 bill, and that's Canadian dollars, okay? That's Monopoly money. And being able to buy stuff as a kid when, you're not getting any money, it's the type of thing that I remember because it's that bill I had in my hand, being able to buy that meal. Today, though, not many options with $5. Probably not going to fill your belly. I haven't been there in many years, but from what I see. This is talking about what's going on with the food prices and how they will rise even more. The consumers, who are voters, must have known where they were getting into by promoting the legislation to raise the minimum wage from $15 to $20 and on its way to $25. Everybody wants them to make more money, but prices will rise as a result of that. And here you could see several major fast food franchises, including McDonald's and Chipotle, have already signaled that prices will have to rise in response to the increased labor costs. You see what's going on here? They will have to increase labor costs, whether you agree with that or not. And it's coming to the major fast food chains. Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut's parent company is facing the same problem as its rivals. Fast food is getting too expensive and consumers are pushing back. And so we're seeing that people are saying, no, we're here because it's cheap stuff. And yet the price isn't so cheap. I've seen your comments before talking about how, in where you live, the prices you pay. You can give us some examples in the comments. I want to see those. Sometimes I'm just jaw dropped at what people pay. Now, of course, you don't have to eat out. You can eat at home. But that food is increased in price as well. The point here is that we are seeing inflation all over the place. Is this greedflation? Certainly that plays a role. These companies are out there not to feed people, but they are there to make a profit. That's the point of this company. And so when we have to, break it down a little bit further, we start to understand what's really going on. What's happening here behind the scenes? Well, it is very clear that a number of Americans can't afford their rent. And this is just showing, this one individual being evicted and so on. You could read the other examples in this article. I just saw that what we are experiencing now is still continuing on. This is a problem from 2020 that extends until today. We have the job layoffs. This is just an article about Tesla. But I'm in hearing from, I was just talking to somebody today as I record this video that we're talking about. This is a person that normally wouldn't say anything like this, saying, hey, they are laying off thousands and thousands and thousands of people at these big companies, big establishments. And I've shown you that before. Even whether it's tech companies, whether it doesn't matter, we're seeing it all over the place. So there are layoffs. There are people that are being evicted. No different, by the way, than normal, but it's coming at an unusual time. And of course, we see price increases all over the place. And where does that lead us? Of course, to more debt. And I'm getting somewhere with this. More debt increases. Right now, you could see $50 billion going on top. Where does this lead? What will be the result of it? I'll talk about that at the end. But certainly, make no mistake that this eventually leads somewhere. More debt, evictions, people pushed to the edge, jobs not paying enough money, can't even afford your hash browns. It leads somewhere. This is just showing us job vacancies drive U.S. wage inflation, and vacancies must fall further. That's what they're saying here in this chart. And I believe that it is just, well, you could see going back to 2016, it is accurate in that sense. We don't know what will happen in the future, but the point here is the job scenario is very mixed. You look at millions and millions and millions of open jobs. At the same time, we've seen people say this. I've seen it many times in your comments. Yeah, they are open jobs, but they're not actually hiring. So it's a little bit confusing. We also, at the same time, we're multiple job holders. I mean, things are really wacky right now. Unlike, I mean, I've studied it all, and I've never seen anything like this before. It's strange. Look at this. Native versus foreign-born workers. Zero job creation for native-born workers since June of 2018. So we have a lot of foreign-born workers getting jobs, and we have a lot of temporary work, not full-time either. So this is a problem as well. And that's where this leads. Central banks could use digital cash to deliver universal basic income. We are talking about a central bank digital currency. How will we ever implement this? That's the question, right? Well, of course, it needs a crisis to do that. I don't think we're anywhere close to ready on this. The rollout won't happen now. We just need a good crisis. Never let it go to waste, right? Universal basic income is a hot topic. How's they ever going to afford it? I think, number one, the way that they say that they can afford it is certain other programs will be eliminated. Like basically there's just one payment for everybody, super easy to manage. That's what they say. At the same time, they're saying, well, it's going to be afforded by other programs that are out there, tax the rich, the corporation tax, all that stuff, feed into the universal basic income. It's a redistribution of capital. And that's what they say. How will that be distributed? Well, of course, it needs to happen on a grand scale. And in order to do that, we need to be efficient. Well, they would say, well, we need this central bank digital currency in order to do that. Of course, they can use the excuse of so many people that are unbanked. They don't have a bank. They live in a rural area. How are they going to get this stuff? If it's digital, they'll be able to use it everywhere. Places, more and more places are going cashless. We need a way to transact in this sense. Okay, done. We're using all the food stamps. No, get rid of all of those programs. Let's go for the universal basic income / CBDC. That's what they could very well do. In doing so, if they don't like what you do and they've got problems with the things that you say, there goes your access to cash. This is, of course, a big problem that will not be resolved. You must resolve this for yourself. I talk about this consistently on my live sessions. That's where I get into it more. Of course, I have Compass on my website for free. I've got many playlists, like the how-to and solutions playlist on my YouTube channel, but the depth of it is covered on my live sessions. If you're interested in that, there is a link in the description. I've got new people joining all the time, and it is so amazing to connect with people in this way. I hope that you will join. If you're interested in more information, read that link. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Doing so helps to support this channel during this time. I want to thank you for that. And of course, as always, check me out tomorrow. I got great info for you. Take care.